Hi, my name is Deanna Corby with Deanna Corby Dressage. I'm a dressage trainer, instructor, competition judge, and USDF bronze medalist. Thank you for joining me again this week for your weekly horse training tip. Last week we discussed how to correctly and safely lunge your horse using a lunge line and a lunge whip. This week we're going to talk about how to correctly use side reins. If you missed last week's horse training tip, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any others. I would say that this week's horse training tip is the most important tip up to date because it can be the most dangerous. The purpose of using side reins is to teach your horse or encourage your horse to use its back while traveling. You should adjust your side reins to the current level of training or age of your horse. Before you use side reins, be sure that you teach your horse about your voice commands and your driving aids. Side reins teach your horse how to be compact and teach him about boundaries. If your horse isn't familiar with your driving aids and your voice commands, your horse can feel stuck. This is where things can get a little dangerous. If your horse feels stuck, he might press upwards against the side reins. And then, if he panics, he could rear. It's the handler's job to make sure that the horse knows that he can go forward, that he's not in fact stuck, that he just has to travel forward using his back and work with his back high and within the boundaries that the side reins have created. If your horse is unfamiliar with side reins, be sure to introduce them slowly. I like to attach the side reins to the bottom of the girth and directly to the bit, or even the bottom of the lowest ring of the surcingle and directly to the bit, and make them so loose that they're not even really serving a purpose, just for the horse to get used to them being next to him. I like to do this for about a week, and then make them slowly shorter. I have an old video of an unstarted 3-year-old that's just getting used to side reins that you can see here. I have another video of another young horse that is more familiar with side reins that's just being started under saddle. You can see that the side reins are a little bit shorter. The horse is learning how to use his back and travel in better balance. You can see the video here. Good boy. I have some extra tips for you when you're working with side reins. Tip number 1, try not to lead your horse with your hand while your horse is attached to the side reins at the same time. Your hand says to the horse, "Come along," and the side reins seem to say, "Stay put." So it's kind of like you're sending mixed messages to your horse. Tip number 2, don't do much walk work, if any, while your horse is attached to the side reins. It's important that your horse has the freedom of his neck to use his top line and oscillate through his back so that you preserve the quality of the walk gait. Tip number 3, like anything else, don't lunge for too long in one direction or in one gait. Make this fun for your horse. Use your voice commands, use the trill sound, and give your horse opportunities to earn treats. Thank you so much for joining me again this week for your weekly horse training tip. If you liked this week's video, be sure to like it, share it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get weekly notifications for your weekly horse training tip. This is Deanna Corby with Deanna Corby Dressage signing off. I'll see you next week.